Cheers to the water. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hopefully, everybody is doing very well on this Monday. I did something very, very different for Sunday's breakfast. For Sunday's breakfast, we made taco bowls. Okay. Well, Alex had a taco bowl. I had tacos. It was very good and refreshing for a Sunday. We had tacos and we just hung out a bit. Me and my little broke best friend, Alex. But he's the besties, right? The besties. The best friends are the unconditional ones who love you no matter what, who aren't always running around trying to poke a hole in your happiness. They're okay. Even if everything isn't okay, they're okay. And that's wonderful. So, hopefully, everybody's having a good morning. They're ready for work. They got everything done. Spring cleaning has commenced, right? And Easter is on its way, okay? If you celebrate, okay? So, this is our spring equinox in March, right? So March starts off in Pisces and goes off into Aries. And the great thing about this time of the year is you get to reset, and everybody gets a chance to start over. There's atonement depending on what you believe in. Different religions have a Ramadan. We have Muslim religion. We have Ramadan. We have Easter. We have Good Friday. We have atonement. We have what Palm Sunday. We have Good Friday. We have a lot of different religious different religious gatherings, pagan holidays, they call them. And all of them are basically centered around rebirth, restoration, and atonement. The refreshing of things, the washing away of sins in preparation for the things that we might take on in the years to come, and to basically just let it all out, purge the things that are impure from us and get rid of them. Some people have not learned the purging part. They've learned the restoration part. They've learned to put on new clothes, but a lot of us have learned you're not supposed to put on clean clothes on a dirty body. So a lot of us have unfortunately been putting a lot of clean clothes on very, very filthy bodies. We have not atoned. We have not let go of some of the old ways. In fact, we've actually doubled down on the old ways. The only thing that we have changed is how many people get to know. And another thing that we have changed is how many people we tell. So as we get older, we're starting to get more discreet about things that we would have been outward about. But the good thing about some people is they haven't had to become discreet because they've always been an open book. So there aren't any real rooms for lies, not unless some are told on them. So those are the things to watch out for. And while we're at it, I'm going to say good morning to everyone and happy birthday to those who are in Pisces seasons going towards Aries season. Congratulations for those who are planning on graduations. Congratulations on those who are actually having big events. Congratulations to that new marriage, that new engagement, and the new babies. What better way to start off a human cycle than to be a baby? A nice little innocent little cherub looking thing that is very unassuming and all learning, all knowing, and can pretty much tell a creep from another creep. That's with the little eyes, the oohs, the eyes, and the coos and stuff. Isn't it a great thing to be a baby, to start off a baby? It's too bad that some people ended up being one way or the other, right? So we're just going to leave that at that. And good morning to the ones who are the lovers and to the ones who hate, hate, hate. Unfortunately, we got to say hi to them too because they're going to come and they want to learn. Either they want to learn how to stop hating or they want to learn how to hate a little better. That's a bit weird. We don't know. But good morning, good morning. Either way, welcome to your neighborhood love dealer. I am Nix and I am here to give you your fix for this morning. Hopefully, you've had coffee or tea or whatever. You had something good for the weekend. We were out for the weekend and it was a bit cold. Um, for some reason it got warm and then it got cold. And then later on in the afternoon, it the sun peeked out again, but however, it was a bit cold. So somebody's a bit flip floppy. That's telling me that on this weather. It's a bit fickle. Somebody's flip floppy. Sometimes they like, they rhyme fast, sometimes they rhyme slow. They don't know which way because they haven't really found their natural flow. The problem with that is they'll never be regulated if they're always waiting to see what the mode is going to be. Some people don't know if they're going to have a good day, not unless they peek and see if someone else is going to have a good day. You understand? And you don't really want to live like that. You want to have a good day because this is what you set your intentions to. You say, hey, good morning to me. I have to go to work and I want to do this as best as I can. This looks like trying not to get into an argument, trying to see things in a better light before you go on and attach yourself to this attitude, and looking for more solutions before you actually address the problem. So, if you want to get through the day, you might want to think about the solution. What can I do? Or what can I avert? Or what can I pivot that would make this day go a bit better? And sometimes it's exercise, sometimes it's a little bit of meditation, sometimes it's that good thing, some good eats, a good yogurt or a good apple before you get started, maybe some water, and for a lot of us, a good cup of joe. Some of us like it black, some of us like it cream with cream, but whatever it is, just do it the way you like it so you don't regret it later on. I hate when someone gives me like advice that I didn't ask for and it ruins my day because I took it. But guess what? I had the choice not to take the advice. It's good to listen to other folks and not discourage them. It's also good to not discourage yourself from the choices that you've already set for yourself. So, if you've already got goals and things in mind and you can already smile behind them, what do you look like changing it up so that someone else can smile? Take your own thing and keep it moving, right? Good morning to you. Hopefully, everybody's doing well. I got enough rest. And like I said, the weather's up and down. So some people are flip floppy. And the reason why they're flip floppy is because they're not really taking the cues from the inside. They're actually waiting for validation. So they're going to act up until they see maybe somebody say, hey, are you okay? Or is there something I can do for you? Some people are attention addicts. They have to get the garner the attention from someone before they can go forward with their day. Those people are not self starters. So it all depends on what you choose to do. I used to be very gentle with them folks, but you give a person an inch, they'll take a mile. So do what you have to do. Take what resonates. I want to do Psalms 28. This one is nice because it basically gives and takes, and it lets you know about the flip floppiness, okay? Unto thee will I cry, O Lord, my rock. Be not silent to me, lest if thou be silent to me, I become like them that go down into a pit. Hear the voice of my supplications when I cry unto thee, when I lift up my hands toward thy holy oracle. Draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts. Give them according to their deeds and according to the wickedness of their endeavors. Give them after the work of their hands. Render to them their desert. Because they regard not the works of the Lord, nor the operation of his hands, he shall destroy them and not build them up. Blessed be the Lord, because he hath heard the voice of my supplications. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusted in him, and I am helped. Therefore my heart greatly rejoiceth, and with my song will I praise him. The Lord is their strength, and he is the saving strength of his anointed. Save thy people, and bless thine inheritance. Feed them also, and lift them up forever. See, unwavering faith. See, If you always be moved by someone's attitude or someone's complacency or someone's this or someone's that, you'll always be all over the place. So you'll have no way to, no standpoint. You'll have no good medium. You understand? So you have to be careful with looking to the left and the right before you feel or do a thing. You understand? And sometimes you know what's right and wrong. Oh, yes. A lot of us, when we get to a certain age, I'm going to say about 12 to 13, and that's when a lot of people are bat mitzvah or bar mitzvah, and that's in the Jewish community, but also in a lot of our African diaspora and in the Middle Eastern, a lot of them, when they're teaching, even in the East, a lot of them, when they are teaching their youth, by the ages of 12 to 13, a lot of their youth have taken on responsibilities that would guide them into becoming very responsible young adults. Now, if you leave these responsibilities by the wayside and you say let them have their fun until their late teens, you run the risk of having a problematic child, an entitled child, and a child that does not know how to self-start or create a structured environment themselves. You don't want to have a child waiting too long to be able to create a structured environment, because that's going to turn into a living insecurity. They're going to be in survival mode a lot more than their peers, and that's going to work itself out in a lot of different toxic ways. Those situations usually create bullies. If I don't know how to and you do, I'm going to try to make you do it for me. You don't want to create these dynamics, especially in your household, because if you have a child that knows how to do everything and you have a child that has not invested or has not learned the importance of knowing how to self start or structure themselves, they're going to either impede and compensate by this other child, whether it be by coercion or force, or they're just going to become a bit of a robber, or they're going to escape the morality of having any responsibility to their peers and even worse to their sibling. So you really have to pay attention to the structure that you create in your home, especially when it comes to sibling dynamics. We have grown folks out here who have taken the sibling dynamics that they haven't gotten from childhood, and they're definitely dysfunctional adults who in turn raise dysfunctional sets of cousins and so on and so forth. And it's passed on from generation to generation. And the only excuse they'll have is no one taught me. Eventually, that excuse gets worn out. Okay, so we're going to get into the messages very soon, because I actually did a little bit of homework. It wasn't a lot to do because it's a lot to talk about when you get through it, right? When you start getting through it. So let's get into it. All right, beginning off, remember I was saying that Easter is coming, right? All right. So one thing that used to happen every year around this time, I think spring break would come, and the peoples, the elders in the family would gather their kids around, and they'd get the kids to do some spring cleaning and then decide that they were going to go to the grandparents' houses. And fortunately and unfortunately, that was a it was a good thing, depending on how you looked at it. For me, it was a chance to get into the country. It was a chance to be free, swim in the pool, dig in the garden, things of that nature, and see my grandparents. On the other half, for me, the same person as me, it was also like punishment. Like, you didn't want me in the city. What did you want me to be out of the city for all summer long? Why did we have to be out of the city? So it was a chance for the adults in the family to have free time, and they dropped us all off and left us there for the summertime. So you can only imagine how that was for the adults. I bet you they used to love that stuff, right? So one thing we used to do is watch Honey, We Shrunk the Kids over and over and over again. I used to wonder why my grandmother loved this movie so much. And she used to talk about it like she watched it the first time every time. And then we used to watch Charleston Heston's Moses, that version of Moses. And this brings me around to this time of the year. we're no longer dealing with Charleston Heston now, are we? We're the modern day Moses, depending on your standpoint and your family, right? So, in my version of this Moses, I've got like a bunch of chicks playing Pharisees, right? And you know Pharisees was a little baldy. He like had patches everywhere and stuff, right? So I've got like bald head wenches with patches in their head chasing me around the city, what Great Egypt, right? And I've got Pharisees. So Pharisees has all of these constituents. He has all of these kingdoms. He has to wield over so and so so forth, right? And I feel like I'm the Moses. I'm the Moses figure in here. They're putting me through all this strife. They've tried to orphan me. They've tried to poison me. All these things, the pestilence, the plague, the frogs to kiss, all these things, right? And it's weird because as Moses, I'm the female Moses. So I'm like, where's the Red Sea? I got all of these scallywags chasing me through the city, through the great Greek city, and I've got all these things, and I'm like, wow. So all of these girls, when they get upset, I'm like, okay, so that's blood over their doors. They're like, you're not gonna get my firstborn, you're not going to get my first love, you're not going to get my this, my that. And I'm like passing through the city, like, okay, chick, cool. I see you got that red paint on top of your door. That's like a scarlet letter to me, but I guess it's a saving grace to you, right? So I've got to keep going and keep going while these hookers try to shoot their shot at all the guys. And I'm like, where's my Red Sea? Like, didn't he have to go part some stuff? And didn't he have to go visit a burning bush? Like, what are these chicks holding me from? I've got some stuff to do. So they're passing all these things, and I see the roaches, which is these guys that they like to mess with, and they don't like, hey, you don't want my roaches? And I'm like, no, I don't want your roaches. You're not supposed to be wanting your roaches. But turns out they've got bad cases of body dysmorphia that pass on to the guys too. So I guess if they think that they're the stuff and they think that the guys are, it's vice versa. So they might be a bit raggedy and the guys might be a bit, I don't know, opposite. Who knows? But we're in our Moses thing, right? So I'm moving along and I'm like, okay, pestilence, okay, frogs, okay, plagues, okay. All right, they've done that. They've done their big one. So now your heart has been hardened several times because despite the fact that God has put like several bad luck things in your way to tell you, go on and leave this girl alone. She's not really bothering you. And it's happened to guys too. Go on and leave this guy alone. He's really not bothering you. He's in his bag. He doesn't even want a woman at this point because every woman you sent to him so far is either trying to have a baby or get or try to lay up or kind of winks at his friend in the back of him. So the guy's like, I don't even want to do this anymore. If she looks kind of good, I'm going to throw her away. If she looks kind of homely, I might hold her. But then if you get the homely chick, you're going to find out you really don't like the homely chick either. So what do you do? For me, since I'm on the female side of thing, I'm like, what do? You really want a good looking guy, but then he's probably going to play games. And then if you get an ugly guy, he's going to play games because now he feels as though he can get a bad chick like you, but he only got you because of default, right? It's weird. So now you've got to tell yourself, okay, either you stick with it or you give it up. So you get to the Red Sea. You finally find your Red Sea. For me, the Red Sea would be the menstrual whenever that comes on. And then when you get to the guy, the Red Sea would be meeting a girl that he can't get in with right away, right? So then you both have got to part the Red Sea together while you got all of these people chasing you from Pharisees because they don't believe that you guys belong in a relationship. They don't believe that you guys should get to visit the burning bush of matrimony because they're not going to get to it. They've got to chase you. Really? Really? So I guess I'm on this great pilgrimage. This pilgrimage, I no longer want to be on the twin flame journey. It involves lessons that I've already learned. So I'm no longer in that loop. I don't even care about a damn soulmate, because if you want to be so far into my damn skin that we got to join as one that you can't even become a you again, I don't want the shit that damn deep. It's not worth it. I'd like just a partner, someone who can actually return back to their life if things should go awry. You understand? Like, we've gotten so relationship centered that we've tried to turn this thing into coddlefish. Do you know what coddlefish have to give up in order to become one? Yeah, the male actually gives up his whole entire ego and his organs included in order to become one with the female forever. I don't know a male human on this earth that is willing to give up anything short of a joystick. Like, these guys aren't giving up the remote control. And you mean to tell me he's going to not only give up his organ and his other body parts in order to be in love and one with me? Of course, there's going to be some resentment because he's not a coddlefish. We are human beings living a human experience. We are definitely spiritual, but we're living this human experience. So that makes us human beings for a time. And for some reason, other people want to make it so uncomfortable because they haven't found the comfort, but they're looking for the comfort in everyone else. It's very interesting. If you're not going to love your neighbor, don't speak to them. And I think this transfers into love, into church and state, into business, into family. Like, if you're not going to love and you're not going to fellowship and congregate, I think it's best to stay to yourself because you run the risk of real bad, empty damage. It's no point in shaking the hands of a ghost. What can the ghost do for you? It's nothing but an apparition. It cannot hold anything. It will not return when you want it to. You cannot control this spirit. So why would you make yourself so available in a way like that to a person who wants to act as a ghost in your life? They want to spook you, want to poke you, want to appear when they want. You could what? You can't see through them. You could see through them because they're thin, they're paper thin, they're very shallow, but you can't see through them. They're a ghost. You can only see the illusion in what they put in front of your eyes. I choose not to go in with that. I like solids when it comes to food too. But yes, it seems like I would be in my Moses stage and I'm parting the Red Sea of matrimony, and we're going to get to the burning bush, but we haven't met yet at this party. You see, because they've chased the saints out of the chapel, out of the temple, out of the great, big, deep. They've beat us, they whipped us, they've made us their slave masters, they've made us try, we've become supervisors, we've become what? Partners, we've become co-workers, we've become all these things, and we were made to tell on each other. Hey, you're not pulling your line fast enough. Hey, you're not doing this, in hopes of a brownie point or a break or an extra cup of water. Remember what they did before Moses really had to say, you know what, let my people go. Because no one was speaking for themselves. Everybody was kind of content to do the work of the Pharisees because they didn't want to ruffle the feathers, or they didn't want to break any of the chains. Some of them were just, okay, don't upset the Pharisees. We're just going to keep working because he ain't kill us, but we're dying. Not today, though. And some people have learned to work regardless. They just keep pushing through. not realizing that this isn't the fail safe. This is not going to bring us to Edom. This is not going to free us at all. This is just doing some work to do some more work. And the more that the Pharisees seen them deal with it and pull their weight, the more weight he put on them, even to the point where they actually started fashioning the pyramids. So it's like, if you're in your Moses stage and you understand what I'm saying, you're trying to get to the part where you part in the Red Sea and you start to see where your enemies fail, and you start to see where they're all pushed to the side and the way is clear, but you still have to go through your Moses phase. You still have to see the people suffer. You have to be one of the people suffering. You have to be one of the people that decides to put the chains down. Even though you're getting whipped, you have to run yourself away from being whipped. You have to get out of all the traps set for you by the Pharisees and the people who were willing to stay in bondage, the people who did not see clear of the matrix of the Pharisees. They wanted to be judged because they became comfortable with being judged. They wanted to be told when to get up and when to go to sleep. They wanted to be told when night was. They wanted to be told when day was, because it was much more easier than getting punished for seeing something different than what the soldiers were told to tell you to see. See, there was a level to it, from the Pharisees to the advisors to the from the Pharisees to the visors to the advisors to the confidants to the soldiers. And on the level of the advisors and advisors were the concubines and so forth and so on, and the eunuchs and that sort of thing. You see, because it's levels to these things. And don't ever think because we're in modern times that there aren't still courts and there aren't still sectors of these same characters. And they go by the same names. It's just that the times have changed. It's still the same title. We still have advisors. We still have concubines. We still have visors. We still have confidants. We still have soldiers. We still have people on all these levels. We still have the people. We still have the majority. We still have the villagers. We still have the paupers, the peasants. All of these people still have parts. Even in this modern time where people call themselves hustlers and go-getters and jet setters and fashionistas and all these different titles, the game really never changes, okay? It's the same either way you put it. So in the times of Moses, this is the most ghettoest version of Moses I've seen yet. And I don't know what your burning bush is, but I know for my burning bush, the bane of my existence really is the relationship part. And it is for the most part a lot of people. It all depends on which relationship went awry. It's definitely that so. Oh, and I was supposed to mention, a baby for a man is a human credit card. I don't know if you figured that one out, but it is. If a man gets a woman, depending on the woman, she can either be a Visa, a debit, a MasterCard, or a Black Card VIP. Now, if he can get a baby out of this woman, that is now his credit score. However, a lot of you guys have done prepaid cards. So, and you haven't loaded the card. So, I don't know what you plan on getting out of that. And that's funny. Okay. So, something that I got while I was sitting here kibitzing, when I was sitting here just ranting and raving. There's incest. There's incest. Someone's finding out that their mother is their aunt. Their mother is not only just their aunt, their mother is their sibling, but it's also their mother. So someone's grandparent slept with their daughter and got the daughter pregnant. And the daughter was forced to find a man to blame the baby on. That's specific for someone. Someone has someone's mother is not only the mother, they're the sister. They're the sister too. They share the same father. The reason why the boy came home and he dated out of the race immediately was because he actually, oh boy, he came out while in the service, but he didn't want to say anything. So the best thing to cover it up was to come home and date somebody out of his race because he wanted to shock the family into distraction so they wouldn't think about the fact that he was gay. So he found out he was gay, so he came back and decided to date outside of the race instead of let everybody know that he was gay. That's specific to someone. I got a lot of rest, so I got a lot of downloads. That's specific to someone. So there's incest running rampant. Someone's going to find out that their mom is their sister as well. Someone's son is dating a variety of weird looking people, well, weird women, because he's not even attracted to the women. The women are a distraction to the fact that he really, really wants to come out. Um, Also, someone's son is dating a transgender, and I don't think no one knows that that's a transgender that's coming to dinner. Um, it looks pregnant, but it's not pregnant. It's a gut. It's something with the gastroenterologist, something like that. Um, I'm trying to tell you what I see. Take that trash out. It stinks. Um, Someone's not doing their hygiene as much. Someone's not taking as many showers. That is the first sign of depression. So you need to get this person help, or at least some type of lemon wash or lemon balm or something to put out on the inside of their wrist or something like that to raise their mood or keep them from getting further depressed. Someone might need a actual referral. Mental health is to be taken seriously, not laughed at, but someone may need a referral. I did mention the other day something about a urinary tract infection. If that person is having discomfort when they're using the bathroom and they're having lower back pain, that's a urinary tract infection, which might turn into more. So they need to go to the emergency room ASAP. Cranberry juice and them cranberry pills will not stop an already infection. If it's already an infection, you need to go to the emergency room. There won't be enough cranberry juice in this world for you if it's already happening. Okay. It would look like slight confusion, quick temper, very, very moody, anger. Sometimes that happens when a person gets a bacteria infection. Yeah, that part. Okay. Okay. This today's poem. Emotionally jacking me while telling everyone I was free. Stalking me, jocking me, half ass copied me, all for you to say that wasn't me. Here you go in hot pursuit, want me to be broke behind the scenes. You want me to buy the car, the house, the car, the suit, the new Jordans, and the real fruit. FOH. I used to like small dick because I didn't want it that deep. I was shallow back then. I kind of like to see defeat. A small price to pay, but a bigger score to keep. You may have to bring out your wolf if they keep calling you a sheep. But when I get to sink my teeth in, they'll be rolling in the deep. So that's for someone as well. Like that part was me though. I used to like small dick because I didn't want it that deep. I heard it drives you crazy if you let it hit the bottom. So either way, I didn't like it that big at all. That was the old version of me. Who knows what I'll be craving for nowadays? Because I have found that I'm quite the deep soul. Hmm. You wake up starving, darling. You don't want to get up. You wake up starving, darling. But you don't ever get up. You want me to feed you, please you, roll around and need you. And now I don't give it up. You want me to feed you, need you, roll around and please you. And now I don't give a fuck. You woke up starving, darling, but you don't want to give up. So, disco ball, tell us how the day will fall. Ooh, rather pink, I think. So, we're going to do some nice esoteric ethereal deck. I haven't done my deck in a while, my ethereal deck, and we've got fool's gold for the representation. So be careful of what you see. All things that you see nowadays aren't what they seem, especially during tax season. Make sure it's not moissanite that you're dealing with. They're not diamonds, darling. It might be cubic zirconians, but if you don't have the money for diamonds, there's always more money in gold. That's for some of the people who like to keep up with the Joneses. You're killing yourself, dear. You're killing yourself for nothing. Ah, and the first person out is the King of Pentacles. How are you, my dear? Seems to have something on his nosy. Yes. Good morning, good morning, good morning to those who are here. So far, right now, I see two, but that's okay. It goes back and forth. I've seen way more. I've seen way more. And we're going to get into it. Oh, gosh. Hair. Ginger. Someone drinking ginger because that was a ginger piece of hair. I don't know. I haven't picked my new palette yet. I've changed up a little bit, but I haven't picked my new color palette yet. I think it's going to be exciting when I pick my new color palette. Spring is coming, and I'm feeling like a bunny beastie. I feel a little bunnyish. I feel happy-ish. I feel like I should give you something sweet to look at. So I'll be doing that in the next few weeks. Queen of Pentacles, the Star, Six of Swords. So here we are in this energy. And I'm thinking Aquarius, since the star does pop out here. We've got the Six of Swords. So someone wants to move to calmer waters. And this Queen of Pentacles, she looks so nice and darling and so sweet. So sweet. Oh my gosh, so sweet. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles. We've got the star, which is still so sweet, so sweet. And we've got this guy here sailing to calmer waters. So sweet, so sweet. And all this gives to me. So right now we're in Pisces. She has an Aries thing on her little class right here. So we're going to say that she's on her big bully and she has this dove here. Oh boy, she's very, very dual. And you know who else is dual? The Cancer is dual. The Gemini is dual. The Libra is dual. The Pisces is dual. Okay, Pisces centered. Pisces centered. Here we are. So we have Pisces. We have Aquarius. And this icy chap here looks like a daggone Capricorn. I swear it does. This makes me think of a Capricorn. What do you think? I don't know. He's in a lot. Yep, it's a Cancer. Sorry. Ah, boy. What is that about? Okay, so we've got the Pisces, the Aquarius, and the Cancer here. So we've got water, air, water, water, air, water. Hmm. That's a nice big hurricane. Is it warm? Because that's hurricane season. And we are definitely headed to some warmer times, which is spring. So maybe this is what this is about. I see some grapes here. So we are definitely in the harvest season for this Pisces centered female. She might have it moon, sun rising, or it might just be in her chart, even though we are in Pisces season. This is someone who is highly intuitive, highly intuitive. She does not need to look up because she is definitely following her inside intuition. Also, with the air of the star, this might be an air sign, an actual air. This might be Aquarius Pisces cusp because the star came out right afterward. Besides the pinnacles, there is talent. There are some deep thoughts running here, and it might be a bit of talent as we see this is the star. Her talent is running the straits of water. She's like an airbender, and water is just another form of air. It's liquid form of air and not vaporized. Okay, that is the H and the 2 and the O. And then we've got the Six of Swords, which is Cancer, which is one of those things. It is now, we're in Jupiter retrograde, and it does run these two signs a little bit in the conundrum part. So right now, I'm looking at a Pisces Aquarius cusp that is moving a bit like a Cancer. They're a bit in their feelings, they're moving deeply through their feelings, which may be communication. There's communication wanted by this Cancer. A conversation wants to be had. There's a conversation that's supposed to be had or wanting to be had that's supposed to move things into calmer waters for this Pisces, Aquarius, Cancer situation. Keep whatever's in the chart, take what resonates. Either there are three different signs, there is someone who wields a few of these signs. But in Cancer, what I'm looking at is the communication that's supposed to bring some type of understanding and bring calmer waters. Let me know in the chat if this resonates. Okay, I'm seeing this Cancer is supposed to be bringing in calmer waters, calmer communication. That's what the swords is. It's Six of Swords. Okay, now we've got the Hierophant coming out. So maybe there's a conversation to be had as the way people are seeing things. Maybe there's somebody concerned about the religion or the way a person lives their life, their values and institutions, religion, that sort of things. So maybe this is a conversation about the way of life and the way people are seeing things. Then there's a Two of Wands. So someone wants to balance out these polarities. They're at odds. There are some people that are at odds with the star. So maybe someone doesn't like the way the star is operating and they think that they can operate in some kind of way because the Hierophant is here, and this represents groups, religious groups, institutions, the way a person's life values, morals, morality, quality, those things, the way of life, the way of purpose, things of that nature. So due to this Pisces Aquarius having this situation with this with the star, and this Cancer wanting to have communication, having a deep thought. Somebody wants to have a deep talk about the way someone's living their lives to balance out the polarities of things. Take what resonates, put it in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Then there's the Page of Cup. So they want to introduce a fresh perspective. So someone wants to come in and have a fresh start with the star. They want to come in and offer this cup. What the heck is in this cup? It's a fish in this cup. So whether it's a masculine or feminine energy that wants to come in and offer this cup, it's a fishy offer. It may not be looked at as well. It does not look like it's a well cup. You see, this person is coming through with this illusion. You see all this smoke and mirror crap. And you see they have their hands on it. So it's supposed to be heartfelt. It's supposed to be of a Shakespearean nature, right? It's supposed to be all expressive and crap, right? But I see a darn fish. Look, is that a haddock? What type of fish is that? It looks like the fish from Cat in the Hat. The fish that kept warning people. It's a warning. Remember that fish? And the fish was like, if I was you, I would not let that cat in. I would not let that cat in if I was you. When the two kids were in the house, it was a boy and a girl, and the fish was in the cup. The cat in the hat came in and he messed up the house. And he messed up the house. The fish told them not to let that man in the house. Don't let the cat in the hat in the house. And they let him in. And the cat in the hat jumped in, and that fish ended up in the cup. And that's when the fish was like, "Look, you need to get him out of here real fast." Okay, bet. So this is what happens. Someone's coming in to try to convince you. There's Mercury retrograde. So there's somebody from your past who you were with, who you used to be with, might be a friend, might be a family. It's somebody who's coming to talk to you. And what they're going to say to you is basically supposed to make you question what you're doing. They're going to try to make you question your beliefs and what your goals are. And the reason why they're questioning it is because they don't understand. Some people don't want to understand. They want to make you feel doubtful so that you depend on their opinion. Because if you go forward with what you have going on, there's a chance that they might not be included. So this person's whole purpose is to come and try to secure either a spot in your life, no doubt to poke holes in everything that you do because they don't understand it, which it's not their part, it's not their responsibility to understand what you have going on. So it's really up to you whether or not you're going to let this person come and have a seat at your table and keep shaking it and keep kicking you under the table and keep inviting people that you don't want to your table, or you let this person speak their piece and you tell them you don't have no need for them, their opinion, or their cup, and they can go about their way. Now, this is Mercury retrograde. This is a test. Do you love yourself? Are you confident to go forward without the opinions of others? And can you stand on your own? Only take what resonates. Put it in the chat if it's there. I'm glad. I'm going to look afterwards because I know I have karmics that come into my chat. So I look afterwards to see how you guys are doing because it's good for you guys to talk in the chat because you might be able to help each other out too. So, yes, there is someone who is in pursuance of their stars. They're in pursuit of their hobbies. And there is someone in this Mercury retrograde who is not confident in the steps that you have taken. And they don't need to be because it's your life. The issue is they're not confident of their position in your life if you go forward and you keep pursuing your goals. So it really matters if this goal is as important to you as this person. Choose wisely whether or not you want to compromise your forward moving motion for someone who wants to sit you still and question you to death and question you to exhaustion to where you possibly give up what you were trying to do. Because I can promise you, even if this person says that they're going to help you, they are not. They're going to stagnate you. They're going to poke holes. They're going to sabotage you. They're going to tell you they're going to do something, and they might even do it once or twice. But trust me, the pattern will dissolve and they will not help you. In fact, they will end up being a burden. So it is really up to you whether or not you want to do this and you want to have to convince this person to help you again if you let this person sit at your table. So what I have so far is Aquarius, Pisces, and Cancer. We have the Hierophant out here, which is usually Taurian energy. Doesn't have to be a Taurus. Pisces, Aquarius, Cancer, Taurus. Next for the second spread. Good morning, everyone. I'm so glad for you. And thanks for my 400 plus subscribers. We are soon approaching 500, and I look forward to many more. Let's run this thing up to 1,000. Let's get this numbers up, and we're going to keep going, keep going. Once we get to 1,000, we'll do some more changes. I might start doing actual private readings once we get to 1,000. I have now achieved my certified professional life coaching license. I am now a professional life coach, and I am here to give you good advice and suggestions. I am not here to push and prod you in any way. I am here to support your outside endeavors, and I am available to give you a referral for professional help as well. But that's after we get past 1,000 subscribers. Yes, I am now certified. Thank you so very much for being patient as I passed my classes and got these things together. So we've got the Two of Cups, which was definitely balancing the polarities out. Okay, definitely Leo energy. And we still got this Six of Swords, which means everyone is still trying to sail to calm waters. All right, so we're still getting this Cancer energy sailing to calmer waters. They're looking plain, but there's a lot going on here. Hmm. There's a lot in this card. We have the Black and the White Cup, and we also have the universal sign of medicine up under there. You see with the snakes intertwining, which is treatment and prescription and things of that nature. But we've got this head. We've got the head of a lion, which is very much bravado, which is very much showing fiery, that sort of thing. Let's get to our second spread. One, that's the Page of Pentacles. Two, the Seven of Pentacles. Three, and the Knight of Wands. That horse's mouth is open. Eight of Swords. Then we've got the Strength card coming out. Then we've got the King of Pentacles. So are we gearing up this wonderful, wonderful Pisces season, because Pisces is rolling right on out. I think I like things that are iridescent. You see the rainbow, a little bit of the rainbow that come in this. I love the iridescent cups. I like that. I like iridescent, period. The colorful shimmer is just majestic, right? So we've got the Page of Pentacles, and we're definitely doing a fresh one, a new one, right? The page is a fresh perspective. They're taking account of everything. Very young, very innocent yet, but very curious nonetheless. Very, very curious. And it puts to hard work of the Seven of Pentacles. After you get your hard work, sometimes you definitely need to pause before you start spending. You need to take a plan, because, I mean, a hoe is hard work. Literally, both literally and figuratively. A hoe is hard work. So if this is what your occupation is, you might not want to spend all your pentacles all in one bunch, especially if this is how you got to do it. But for the ones who actually do blue collar work, there are laborers. They do have to actually come out and get their hands dirty. You definitely want to, excuse me, karma. You definitely want to take your time, because harvesting these pentacles, it's a lot. So if you go out and you just spend it all in one, and you're frivolous about it, what are you saying about yourself? Knight of Wands. For this Knight of Wands, I want to read into it, because the horse. Here it is. Here it is. The Knight of Wands. Okay. It's talking about that impulsiveness. This is what I was saying about that money. I was thinking that, but I wanted to be sure. So remember what I was saying about the Seven of Pentacles, about getting all your money together, right? So this is saying about the Knight of Wands. The knight is sometimes a little brash and at times a little clumsy. The energy acts first and asks questions later. Their passion drives them forward, and their desire to be heard makes them want to take the lead with everything. They are typically fun and lighthearted, but are willing to charge ahead when faced with challenges. Now, there's a downside to being a Knight of Wands, especially when the Knight of Wands with the money. See, you think your money is all powerful and you think your money gets you access to everywhere. Now, that's the impulsiveness of a Knight of Wands, not knowing that sometimes you don't even have to take money to get into certain spaces. And this is why you have to not be impulsive when it comes to spending, because some people will see that impulse you have and take you by the nose and lead you, and then you'll spend all your money, and then now they have control because they actually saw the impulsiveness in you. They saw how eager you were to please. They saw how eager you were to gain access. They saw how eager you were to look a certain way. So be careful of people in the room that are watching how you are spending. They're watching your excitement. They're watching the gleam in your eyes. They like how your muscles jump when you think you have control of the situation. So they're no doubt going to lead you down a path to destruction. They're going to come in. This might look like a guy who just got paid and a girl who may not know him, but she knows his uniform. She knows what work boots mean. She knows what that reflective vest means. She knows what the post office pants mean. She knows if you say you ex-military that you get a certain amount of money. And because you wield power by such a status, you believe that you're able to run game. And this woman, she's watching you, doesn't know you, but she knows the prediction. She's been around the people who think they have enough money to tell her what to do. So what she's going to do is make you feel as though you have all the power while spending all of your money. Once all of that is gone, she gets to talk stuff to you. So now either you're going to go get more money to regain power, or you're going to learn the lesson of not putting all your eggs in one basket and paying attention to who's leading you, and vice versa for a woman. A man, he might not want your money, but he knows that if he can get to you, get a use of you, he might get a chance to lay with you, or he might get a chance get you to cook him some food, or he might get you to do a service for him, like fill out an application or Google something for him. Now, for men, it's really small how they start off. They'll ask you to for directions while having a phone, and they can Google it themselves, right? And if they can get you to do that, they'll go further. They'll say, "Well, I got some business to tend to, but I can't do it right now." Even though I ain't got shit to do, so I'm gonna sit there and watch you do it for them. I can't fill out this application. They frustrate me too much. Can you do it? And then you pull it up, not realizing this man 50 years old. If he haven't done an application by now, what the hell are you doing it for? Pay attention. Or he might come over, ain't seen you before, never met you before, but he come over and all of a sudden everything you do is so perfect, and he ain't never met a woman like you before. But y'all just met. And because you're not paying attention, you like, oh, I'm doing this. I'm the best thing he ever met. And he got you hooked. You're like, yeah, I'm the best. And and he telling you, and he start telling you, yeah, I can't go here. Somebody calling. Then you see somebody calling them 10 times, and you're like, why you won't pick up your phone? Yeah, this girl crazy. I left her alone. This, that, and the third. This, that, and the third. Not knowing that he told his homeboy. He changed his number and changed his homeboy number in the phone, told his homeboy, call him 10 times. And he told him to do that to see what you would do if you thought a woman was calling him. And just like he knew, you paid attention. And you was like, why that woman keep calling you like that? You my man. You my man now. And he like, yeah, baby, I ain't gonna go nowhere. I ain't gonna go nowhere. I ain't gonna go. I'm gonna stay right here with you tonight. You not knowing he was homeless. But he got his homeboy to act like he had somewhere to go so that you could really feel like he was going to leave. If he left, he was never going to come back. So now he done tricked you into a place to stay for the night. And if he do this enough times, he can trick you into never wanting to let him go ever again, even though don't nobody want him at their house. Even the homeboy who helping them play you into a place to stay. Cause his homeboy be shit. I be damned if I'm gonna keep waking up with that funky foot nigga on my couch when I want to have somebody stay the night over my house. So I'm going to definitely help him trick this woman into a place to stay because he can't stay at my house. Pay attention. The smoke in the mirror. So yeah, that's what that looked like. Uh-huh, with that Knight of Wands. I haven't even got to the last three on the bottom. So now we've got the Ace of Swords that was out after the Knight of Wands. Wonderful. The Eight of Swords. Let's read because I like this book. Ladies first, ladies first. Hey, you remember when Queen Latifah was singing that? I used to love that haircut, that little short haircut. Hey, that was Queen Latifah. Ooh, ladies first, ladies first. Ooh, that was back when Kwame had all of the boys with the high top fades. They had the gummy high top fades with the bleach blonde block in the front of their head. It was Kwame. It was Big Daddy Kane. Queen Latifah did it too. Only you can make me do the things I do. Why, oh, you. Oh, black and white, polka dots. Okay. Eight of Swords. You are not actually trapped in the way you feel you might be. The only one keeping you bound is yourself. Isolation, feeling trapped, self doubt, powerlessness, victimized. That's exactly what I was talking about. So somebody actually did take in a Knight of Swords, a Knight of Wands, and he's sitting up in your house right now, sucking your energy out, siphoning your energy out. And if that's not a Knight of Wands man, it is a Knight of Wands woman who done basically played you into giving her position in your life. And the only reason why you stuck is because you keep being nice. Put the ass on the other side of the door. Put some shit out the window. You are allowed a, a crash out or two. Uh, but yeah, somebody's definitely either trying to trick themselves into your life or they have already tricked themselves into your life. And the only reason why you feel stuck is because you haven't put them out. You haven't gotten mean yet. You haven't gotten strength yet. You need to get strong. You haven't looked at somebody. Somebody is tricking you. Somebody is definitely running some game in this cards. In these cards, I'm seeing somebody running game. I see an Aries. I see a Leo, man or woman. I see Aries, Leo, man or woman. I see Capricorn. I see Aries, Leo, Capricorn. I don't see Gemini energy out here, but it can take what resonates. It could be any sign, especially if somebody's playing you. But I definitely see this strength, right? So you're going to have the strength to let this person go or to speak your piece. You might have to cuss them up out. I'm not sorry. I'm sorry, but you might have to. Especially if you're not very confrontational. This person is planning on dragging on your heartstrings to the hilt. And you're going to have to be prepared to be the villain in this person's story, because if you should decide to stand up for yourself, because this is how you feeling right now, every time you look at this person, every time they open your refrigerator, every time they ask you to lay down with them, every time they ask you to get something or drink something or to cook something, every time you ask they ask for the car or they ask for something, you feel helpless. You feel like you don't have any other choice but to compromise with them, but you do. You just have to be willing to be uncomfortable for the time it takes to get over this. And this person knows this about you. They know that you don't like being confrontational. They know that you don't like being in discomfort. So they're banking on you not saying nothing because some people want you to say something. Some people need you to say something because they're not going to. They know that they're compromising you. They know that they're inconveniencing you. But if you don't say nothing, they're not going to leave. They're not going to leave you alone. They're not going to move. So you have to be strong enough to get rid of this person. You have to be mean, despite what you think. We've all had to do it. The person who is punking you in your life, even if they being nice about it, they are punking you. And they are laughing because you haven't gotten on your bully and told them, go, leave. I'll be all right. I'll be okay without you. Don't let nobody 50-50 fake you out. Think that you're going to fall apart without them. You were together before they showed up. You will be just fine when they leave. They are not the solution to everything. You are the king of pentacles in your life. And if you're not, you better let that joker go because you won't meet them. And this goes for man or woman. If you don't get the poor excuse that you have in your life, even if it is you who is the poor excuse, you have to get on your strength and become either the king of pentacles in your life or get rid of the bum in your life, which is this knight of wands, so that you can have a king of pentacles. Because ain't nobody fitting to come and play. Ain't nobody fitting to come and play with somebody who you allowed to play around in your life, even if the person who you allowed to play in your life is you. You have to know what your purpose is and you have to stand on it. You cannot expect someone to take you seriously if you're not taking yourself seriously. And sometimes you are taking yourself seriously. It's just that you allow a clown or somebody who's playing with you to come around. And I'm trying to tell you, if you take yourself seriously, that person can't stay. You got to let them go. You got to dog walk them out of your life in order for you to be either the pinnacles of the king of pentacles in your life, or you to meet the king of pentacles, whether it be man or female. Because if you're about to meet your divine spouse, they're not trying to come in and clean up no mess that should have been already out of the way. I can't tell you, I done met 2 guys in the last 3 months. And they talking all this good stuff. And I say, well, are you married? And you know what they say? Yeah. And I'm like, well, why are you talking to me? And they just look so shocked. And I'm like, why are you shocked that I'm saying, like, why are you talking to me? Period. And this is how I'm carrying it. Like, you married. Why are you talking to me? I don't want to be, there's no reasoning. I don't want to hear how you got married, how long you got married. I don't want to hear why you still married. I want to say, why are you still talking to me? You're married. If I chose today, tomorrow to say, let's go to Vegas and get married, you can't do nothing. You need You need three months to a few years to dismantle your stuff. You can't do nothing with me. I can't do nothing with you. So I'm not going to say, oh, well, how long and where? No, stop talking to me. You are married. You don't have an option here. Bye. I don't want to hear I'm divorced and we're separate. Nope, because when I was separated, my ex-husband did his best, even though he was having sex with Tom, Dick, Harry, Sarah, and Sherry. He kept telling people that I was married, so I shouldn't be with people. Ain't that ghetto as hell? Either way, I stayed to myself, not because I was worried about him and his judgment. I stayed to myself because I wanted to be totally clear so that when I got married, I didn't have to worry about waiting, no wait period. So if that person is married, I don't care if they're separated. I don't care if they're getting a divorce. If that person is married and not divorced, I think you should really rethink that, because you're asking for karma to loop in your life. You're asking for karma to loop in your life. And Asmodeus does not need to take a break because you're in a constant state of a new relationship, of introduction. So Asmodeus does not need to take a break in your life, which is the demon that does come and attack relationships and connections. He does not need to take a break in your life if you are constantly in rotation. So some people don't understand why they're getting their honeys kicked all over the place when it comes to relationships, and why you keep meeting the same person in each person. They might look differently, they might sound differently, but they're still operating in the same ways. Is because Asmodeus has never gotten a chance to take a break. He's never been defeated in your last relationship, so he just continues. And it's a 3-year cycle. From the start of your new relationship to the end of the 3-year period is the time in which you have to defeat this situation. And this situation comes by way of your siblings, your parents, your friends, your job, your health, all these things that can deter your relationship. Bad diets, bad habits, drinking, smoking, hanging out, bad communication, overspending, cheap all the time, listening to what other folks say, listening to your mom all the time, even though she ain't got no good relationship, listening to your dad all the time, even though your dad is actually a functioning hobo, listening to your sister who can't keep a man, who every time she can't keep a man, she just throw church in the way of it and then tell you a sinner for having a man, even though she would definitely not hesitate to screw your man with the Bible in reach. Um, your cousin who done screwed every man, but since nobody knows, she just tell everybody you a hoe. Cause don't nobody know exactly how what her body count is, cause she done had all these damn kids, and she just get married to erase the sin away. Um, you could have a brother who get married, but he messed with a bunch of men who got money, and every time the men hit you up, he makes sure that his boyfriends don't mess with you because they his boyfriends. It's just that he can't really talk to his boyfriends because he done got married. He in a lavender marriage, like all sorts of things like that. So be careful of what you get into. Osmodeus can come in all forms in all your relationships, and until you finally defeat him, you've done nothing but continue him. And this is the only way to defeat Asmodeus, is to actually find yourself in a real relationship past that time, and to continue still being a good person, even if that relationship fails. You don't turn back to corn. You don't turn back to fornication. You don't turn back to bad habits. You don't turn back to hating and self doubt. You don't turn back to being negative and pouring out negative words and speaking death into people's life. That is the only way to defeat Osmodeus, is to go into a real relationship with not only someone else, but yourself, and maintain happiness for longer periods of time. That is the way to defeat Asmodeus in your life. Unfortunately, a lot of us have started these cycles over and over again, not understanding that we have not defeated anything. In fact, we've taken on other people's attachments, other people's problems, other people's karma, other people's curses, other people's hexes. Sometimes you're sitting there and the person is pillow talking to you about people that are not in the room. However, they're not telling you that they're transferring all sorts of karma to you by having this conversation with you. They're involving your emotions in something you have no business knowing. They're involving your emotions in something that should have been sacred between them and someone else. So, in fact, having you in here and pushing you into this situation is not, no doubt, pushing you into the karma. And this is why when people bring things that are not of a matter to you, of not of importance to you, it is important that you do not address them and you do not take them on and you do not invest your feelings into other people's problems. Is because people are trying to actively transfer their karma to you. They're actively trying to transfer their stress to you. And this is why it's very, very important that you pay attention to the subjects in which you take part in. Sometimes a person knows that they've talked about a person really, really bad. And if they can get you to talk about them too, you can share in the karma that will come from the bad mouthing. If it gets so bad, it can turn into defamation of character. And if it gets so bad that so many people get brought into the situation that it causes a whole rift in another person's life, it can almost turn into civil conspiracy. And if it goes any further to the point where people actually start taking action toward this person in a true way due to falsities, it can turn into much, much worse. And this is why it's very important in not taking part in other people's problems. Paying attention to who you're doing favors for, paying attention to where the gifts come from. I remember I got my sister in trouble with my brother because I found his candy stash. And I bought some candy out of the room. I said, "Here, you eat some of the candy." And she ate the candy and I said, "All right, so now both of us in trouble." And she looked she was like, "Where does candy come from?" And I said, "It came from his room." And she was like, "Oh," but guess what? She said, "Go back and get some more candy." So at that point, she had decided to take the L with me. We both took the L together because after she realized, and then she realized that the candy was good. And this is how quick it is to get pulled into somebody's karma. You find candy and it's not yours. You bring the candy back and you share it. Now, the minute you tell this person, this not my candy, but I'm sharing it. This person has a choice to say, I don't want this candy, take it back. But if they take the candy and they eat it, it don't make them so bad, but it do make them part of it. But if they stop and say, you know what, this was good candy, go back and get some more, it's a whole crime. Thank God for experience popping up and letting me get that analogy out. Because, yeah, that did happen. That did happen. And I think from that point on, I understood Rico before Rico charge even came out. Because when she said that, and I was like, hey, because then now I'm remembering when he did find out that we did got that candy, she said, I didn't get it. She went and found it. She turned around and still blamed it all on me, even though she helped me finish the damn candy. You see how that shit worked out? I think that was a life lesson right then and there. That's why I don't be taking part in nobody's stuff, because they'll throw you under the bus, even if they went in and they actually told you go get the rest of it. So that's a lesson to somebody too. But definitely, and this is how I became the king of pentacles to myself when I realized, hey, that's not right. But yeah, that's exactly how things could go. Be careful who you go into them agreements with, because they could throw you under the bus and say that they never did anything, especially when you wanted to play a big part in it. Yeah, that sort of thing. Oh boy, happy Monday. Oh boy. I was taking my time to come talk to y'all because I got some rest this weekend. That rest was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. Sabotage, you built an entourage, the information pod. I see through the facade. One day you came into my life. You had me going, you really had me going. You trained your dreams within my life. You had me going, you really had to go in. I was so deep in love with all the thrall of it. I didn't down a club, but then you threw a fit. I wasn't ready for a fight. You took a first, I took a flight. You never do apologize. We always hurt like through the night. You wanna show, but I'm too shy. I hide my face, creates an alibi. Sabotage, you built an entourage, the information pod. I see through the facade. Hey, and good morning, good morning, good morning to you. So, right before I sign off, I think I want to do one specific sign. I'm going to do Libra. Cabaret music, The Mask. Jim Carrey, The Mask. Why, when I said Libra, The Mask popped up? The Artist, Three of Wands, Queen of Swords, The Mask, Jim Carrey, Six of Swords, Calmer Water. Good morning. Calmer Water. The Artist. He's naked, but he has wings on his feet. Nothing is showing, but he has a scroll. He's writing The Artist, but he's looking up into the sky. The Three of Wands. It's sight. It's foresight. It's sight. And the Queen of Swords. That's communication. The art. Three of Wands. Strategy, planning, strength, travel, time to take action. So someone is creating a plan of action to come towards. There's a Queen of Swords. Hmm. Hmm. Confident, organized, fair, intellectual, truthful, boundaries, communication, open-minded, integrity. So Libra is supposed to be balancing out the scales. It's supposed to be justice. A sign of justice. So we have the Artist, which is the winged foot. He's a messenger of sorts. So the art is the message. Traveling, communication. The art of traveling, communication. Libra energy, the art of traveling communication. Okay, the art of traveling communication, the art of traveling communication. The internet, social media, but with integrity. So someone is being responsible about some mode of communication. fuck? That's funny. This almost seems like what I'm doing right now. So if this isn't for me, then this means that someone needs to pay attention to the communication. The communication needs to have integrity. This is what I'm getting. Something about the communication having integrity. Let me read the Queen of Wands outright. The Queen of Swords, I mean upright. This one, all the way through. Because it's something with the traveling, because this is the art. The artist, and we're in Libra energy. So this is balancing out the scales. This is justice of some sort. Visionary, interpreter, creation, passionate, and that's the artist. Visionary, interpreter, creation, passionate. The artist is the vessel of creation. The card signifies humankind and shows when you need to open up when you need to open when you need to open to the knowledge that is available to you. Right, I just said that. Queen of Wands, I mean the Three of Wands, that's the strategy, planning, strength, travel, time to take action. The reason why I'm being so thorough about this is because I have to make sure it isn't just me. Because when it's me, I like to put the message where it fits. But this it seems broader than just me. So it might say about the readers. It might have something to do with all of us collectively, especially the readers. It's very there it is. Bam. Okay, us as readers and the ones who are wielding the truth and information, we have a very specific, we have a commitment to deliver these messages with integrity and honesty. If you know of a reader who you know is not doing this in uprightness, and in fact, they are not doing this with integrity, it is your responsibility to call this person out or expose this person. If someone is not able to tell the truth and they are not telling the truth, it is our responsibility because it makes us look bad. And this is the same way as with the police. This is the same way as with a nurse. This is the same way in any profession. When someone is doing a job or profession and you know that they are not doing it to the best and in its best integrity and they're not following the mission of the program, it is our duty to be responsible in our communication to expose and write these things and balance the polarity, because a lot of people stand to lose. They stand to have a bad reputation, and it gives the business a whole a bad look and a bad outlook altogether when people get together and take something that is good and make it bad and lose the integrity in it. So for the readers, for the healthcare workers, for the service care workers, for the people who work in public service, for the legislation, for the delegates and everyone that are in office, when you do your job with the lack of integrity, you make it bad for the collective. You make it you destroy the trust of the community, you destroy the trust of your family, and you destroy your own self and your own reputation. So try to have integrity and uprightness and be honest going forward. I hope this helps. Till we meet again, this has been Nyx. Good morning. Happy Moon Day. Have a good one. Enjoy. Remember, don't come for me because someone is spinning you.